Welcome back to the Harvest to Table videos channel, where we help you grow your own fresh produce at home. Today, we're going to take a look at 4 key planting strategies to keep your vegetable garden productive from early spring through late fall. First, you'll learn about seasonal planting. That is when to plant each crop, and whether to start seeds indoors or directly in the garden. Second, you'll learn about short-staying, medium-staying, and long-staying crops. You'll want to plant some of each to ensure a continuous harvest. Third, you'll learn how to use interplanting to get the most out of your garden space. And fourth, you'll learn about succession planting for a steady supply of fresh produce. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to make the most of your vegetable garden space all season long and maximize your harvest. Let's get started. First up, seasonal planting. Seasonal planting means organizing crops by their natural planting season. Simply put, know when to plant the crops you want to grow. Grow cool season crops in the cool time of the year, and grow warm season crops in the warm time of the year. Cool weather crops thrive in early spring and late summer and early autumn, while warm season vegetables require summer heat to flourish. In early spring, as soon as the soil is workable, plant cool season crops like radishes, lettuce, spinach, arugula, turnips, carrots, beets, broccoli, peas, onions, parsnips, and Brussels sprouts. These vegetables thrive in cool temperatures and establish well before the heat of summer arrives. Once the danger of frost has passed, plant warm season crops such as tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, zucchini, bush beans, corn, eggplant, melons, and winter squash. These vegetables need warm soil and plenty of sunlight to grow and produce a bountiful summer harvest. In mid to late summer, plant once again the cool season crops you planted in spring, this time for harvest during the cooling days of autumn. Again, radishes, lettuce, spinach, arugula, turnips, carrots, beets, Brussels sprouts, kale, collard greens, and garlic all thrive in cooler autumn temperatures. Garlic, in particular, should be planted in fall for harvesting the following summer. Next, our second planting strategy: short-staying, medium-staying, and long-staying vegetables. This second garden success strategy involves planting a mix of quick-maturing, medium-maturing, and slow-maturing crops into your garden. This is key to maximizing your harvests. First, short-staying, that is fast-maturing crops. Short-staying vegetables mature quickly, usually within 30 to 60 days, making them ideal for early season planting, succession planting, filling garden gaps, and late season planting. Radishes are among the fastest growing crops, ready for harvest in as little as 20 to 30 days. They should be direct sown in early spring and fall. Lettuce, particularly leaf varieties, can be harvested within 30 to 45 days, while head lettuce takes a bit longer. Lettuce can be started indoors 4 weeks before the last frost, or direct sown in early spring and late summer. Spinach. Spinach is ready to harvest as baby greens in about 30 days and matures fully in 45 days. It should be direct sown in early spring or late summer for a fall crop. Another quick-growing leafy green is arugula. It reaches maturity in about 40 days. It should be direct sown in early spring and late summer. Turnips produce tender small roots in 40 to 60 days and should be direct sown in early spring and late summer. Now let's consider medium-staying crops. Medium-staying vegetables take between 60 and 90 days to mature and are often planted in spring for a summer harvest or in late summer for a fall crop. Bush beans are ready for picking in 50 to 60 days and produce continuously for several weeks. They should be direct sown after the last frost in spring. Carrots, depending on the variety, take between 60 and 80 days to mature and should be direct sown in early spring and late summer. Beets. Beets mature in 60 to 70 days and should be direct sown in early spring and late summer. Cucumbers, depending on the variety, are ready for harvest in 50 to 70 days. They can be started indoors 3 weeks before the average last frost date or direct sown after the last frost. Zucchini, a fast-growing summer squash, matures in 50 to 60 days and should be started indoors 3 weeks before the last frost or direct sown after the frost has passed. And now let's consider long-staying or slow-maturing crops. Long-staying vegetables require at least 90 days to mature. These crops require patience, but often provide extended or abundant harvests, meaning once they start producing, they may continue to produce until the season ends. They often remain in the garden for the entire growing season. Tomatoes, depending on the variety, after seedlings are transplanted into the garden, take between 60 and 100 days to produce ripe fruit. They should be started indoors 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost and transplanted outdoors once frost danger has passed. Peppers, including bell and hot varieties, mature in 70 to 100 days from the time seedlings are set in the garden. They should be started indoors 8 to 10 weeks before the last frost and transplanted after the last frost has passed. Winter squash, such as butternut and acorn, takes 90 to 120 days to reach full maturity. They should be started indoors 3 to 4 weeks before the last frost or direct sown or transplanted out after the frost has passed. Brussels sprouts are another long-staying, slow-growing crop. They require 90 to 120 days to reach harvest, and their flavor improves after a frost. They should be started indoors 6 to 8 weeks before the last frost, or they can be direct sown or transplanted into the garden in midsummer for fall harvest. Onions take 100 to 120 days to mature. They should be started from seed indoors 10 to 12 weeks before the last frost or planted as sets in early spring. Parsnips need 100 to 120 days to reach maturity and often develop a sweeter taste after exposure to frost. They should be direct sown in early spring. Next up, our third garden strategy is interplanting. Interplanting in a vegetable garden is the practice of growing different crops together in the same space to maximize yield. Plant short-staying vegetables alongside or between medium and long-staying ones. This allows for the early harvest of fast-growing crops while slower crops mature. In early spring, fast-growing radishes, spinach, and arugula can be sown between rows of slower-growing onions, carrots, and parsnips. The quick crops will be harvested before the slower crops need more space. In mid-season, bush beans or lettuce can be planted between young tomato and pepper transplants. These quick growers will be ready to pick before the larger plants spread out. For late-season planting, radishes, turnips, and baby greens, like arugula and spinach, can be interplanted with Brussels sprouts or winter squash, which take longer to mature. Interplanting ensures a steady yield throughout the growing season while making efficient use of garden space. Our final strategy for the best garden yield is succession planting. Succession planting is a technique that ensures a continuous harvest by planting crops in intervals rather than all at once. Succession planting can be done in two ways. First, by staggering plantings, and second, by replacing harvested plants with new plants. Staggered planting simply means planting seeds or setting out transplants of the same crop every few weeks for a staggered harvest. The second succession method is to replace harvested plants with new plants, to quickly fill empty space in the garden with a new plant. Early spring crops like radishes or lettuce are harvested and replaced with beans in summer or spinach in fall. The same space is used for different crops in succession. Fast-growing or short stayers are perfect for succession planting. Fast growers like radishes, lettuce, spinach, and arugula can be sown every few weeks to provide a steady supply throughout the season. Bush beans, carrots, and beets are also excellent choices for succession planting as they mature within a manageable time frame. In warm climates with long growing seasons, even crops like cucumbers and zucchini can be planted in successive waves to extend the harvest period. With staggered planting and replanting as soon as space becomes available, you can enjoy a steady stream of fresh produce rather than a single large harvest. Both succession planting methods maximize garden productivity and ensure a steady supply of fresh produce. And there you have it, 4 strategies to maximize garden yield. By organizing crops based on their ideal planting time and growth rates, you can enjoy a steady harvest from early spring through late fall. Fast-growing vegetables provide quick rewards, while medium and long-maturing crops ensure continued production throughout the season. Succession planting and interplanting help maximize productivity and make the most of available garden space. If you find this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the Harvest to Table channel for more gardening tips. Hit the share button to send this video to a friend. Please let us know in the comments if you have any questions or tips, and let us know what you're growing this season. If you'd like to read our planting strategy guides, click the links in the notes below. Thank you for watching today, and as always, happy gardening. See you in the next video.